Good afternoon. We are here with Mr. Eduardo Schopenhauer tonight. We're going to talk about Schopenhauer, an important philosopher of the 19th century. Good afternoon, Eduardo.
Good evening,
Say hello to
Alejandro.
our audience, yes.
Hi, hello there, how are you?
Well, tell us about a little bit about the work of Arthur Schopenhauer.
Well, it's quite interesting. The philosophy after Kant in Germany was very exciting. A lot of philosophies developed out of the Kantian system, such as the works of Fichte, Jacobi, Schleiermacher, Hegel himself, and well, of course, Schopenhauer, who believed himself as the great Kantian philosopher of his own time.
What was the relationship between Hegel and Schopenhauer? What did Schopenhauer think about Hegel?
Well, it's also quite interesting. At the beginning, he was very enthusiastic about the philosophy of Hegel. He read the phenomenology of spirit and logic, and well, he thought it was okay, but then he totally went crazy and said that Hegelian philosopher was just yada yada and chata chat. But and the rest of his lifetime attacked constantly Hegel. It's quite funny because they were both teachers, they were both professors at the same university, and Schopenhauer intended to compete with Hegel, setting his classes at the same time Hegel held his conferences, but nobody went to the lessons of Schopenhauer, and the lessons of Hegel were absolutely crowded.
Now, tell us a little bit about his important work, The World as a Representation.
The world is will and representation.
Yes.
In German, it is called Die Welt als Wille und Vorstellung.
Right?
Well, that's Schopenhauer major work. In it, he intends to describe the whole reality, going from metaphysics to a philosophy of nature, then to aesthetics, and at the end to ethics, which he believed was the main aim of all philosophy in all history.
The ethics.
Ethics was the uttermost important part of the Schopenhauerian philosophy.
All right. And tell us a little bit about his legacy in modern contemporary philosophy. What those 20th century philosophers grateful to Schopenhauer?
Well, I think that with Kierkegaard, Schopenhauer, and also with Nietzsche, well, those are the most influential philosophers of the 20th century. We can see that all traditions derive some of them or some of their concepts from the Schopenhauerian philosophy. And Wittgenstein himself was very influenced by Schopenhauer. In the Tractatus, we can almost perceive that there is a distinction between what is noumenic and phenomenic. But he didn't learn these things from Kant because he never read Kant.
Right.
He learned them from Schopenhauer. And also, it's interesting to see that Horkheimer, one of the leading figures of the Frankfurt School, well, he wrote his dissertation about Schopenhauer, his doctoral dissertation,
Right.
and he believed that Schopenhauerian philosophy was a paradigm of philosophy
Right.
because it was pessimistic.
All right.
Pessimism, according to Horkheimer, is the natural attitude of all philosopher when he really intends to be critic
Right.
and aware of his own
Right.
circumstances.
Right. Is there any influence in arts or cinema?
Well,
Yes.
there were many influential writers of the beginnings of the 20th century
Right.
that were influenced by Schopenhauer. Thomas Mann
Yes.
was very influenced by Schopenhauer. He actually wrote an essay about him.
Right.
Tolstoy, while he wrote Anna Karenina, was reading eagerly Arthur Schopenhauer.
Right.
He considered Schopenhauer to be the greatest philosopher since Aristotle.
All right.
So that's quite a lot to say.
That's right.
And Robert Musil, I don't know, there are many who.
All right. All right. Well, this will conclude our interview. Is there anything you would like to say to add?
Well, I just like to recommend everybody to read the works of Arthur Schopenhauer. They are very interesting and, well, it's worth reading.
All right. Well, that's all for now tonight, folks, and maybe we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.